a tribute to our beloved mother. On behalf of my large family, it's an honor to stand before you and to share some precious memories of my mother. I think a life so beautifully lived deserves to be beautifully remembered. On Tuesday, 15th June 2021, at 4:30 p.m., our beloved mother, Lucy D'Souza, passed away peacefully after a brief illness. She was 87 years old. She was well loved by all. I would proudly say she was the mother of 12 children, and she had a special bond with us, and also with the 22 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren. Despite our large family, she had time for everyone. She was a dedicated mother first and foremost. She treasured her children and embraced every moment with them. Family meant everything to her. She knew what mattered most. She always provided support and love for her family. When Dad was alive, they both worked tirelessly to provide opportunities for their kids. She would proudly boast of their children. Her life was an example of her favorite Bible verse from the Ephesians chapter 4, verses 32. And be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving one another, just as God also forgave you in Christ. Admittedly, this is a very emotional and challenging time for us. We have struggled to understand and accept this critical situation. Losing our beloved mother is a deeply painful experience. It comes with a hurricane of emotions, processing and reflection. My mind wants to reject it all, but this is the reality. We lovingly addressed her mind, and she is no longer with us in this world. I don't know how to summarize or speak of an entire life. There are so many intricacies. People are dynamic, and their relationship with the world is infinitely complex. Our mother was a unique human being who was more than any one of us can fully comprehend or speak to. She was an incredible, loving, and inspiring mother. Our time together, our mother taught us some of life's most important lessons. And she did it in a unique but powerful way. Our mother inspired and influenced us through her actions. While her words, she was humble and caring. In her actions, she was bold and powerful. I wish to speak about 3 great lessons our dear mother taught us that stick with us today. First one, the power of belief in God. The first lesson our mother taught us was the power of belief in God. During our entire life, she reiterated one thing: her absolute and unshakable belief in God. Every morning and evening she would gather us to pray around the altar. And when we failed, she would remind us. She often went to church. She enjoyed it a lot. She would return home with a spirit of great joy. She taught us to participate in the Holy Eucharist, to read the Holy Bible, to pray the Holy Rosary, and to be faithful to God and to the Church. She encouraged us to sing traditional ancient Marian hymns, and that belief is powerful. I remember my childhood. We endured many challenges together, but somehow it all worked. It worked because we were not alone. God was with us, and we had each other. Our togetherness enabled us to navigate the constant change and to conquer the challenges. It gave us an innumerable strength. That strength endures. It's with me, it's with my brothers and sisters and the family today. She was immensely honored to see one of her sons consecrated as bishop. That's me. Another ordained as a Franciscan Capuchin. That's my brother Paul Melvin. And a daughter called to consecrated life. That's Sister Margaret. She was also very happy for her married sons and daughters who are well settled today. For our family, she was a light in this world. And now we need to continue shining her light by carrying it within us in our lives. The second lesson, the power of compassion. The second lesson our mother taught was the power of compassion. She's the most compassionate person I have ever known. In our family, she was the most thoughtful and kind soul. She listened without judgment. She gave without expectation. She helped out because it was the right thing to do. She was honest because there was no other way to be. Growing up, we never had much money. But our mother never complained about it. She would literally give her last rupee for the welfare of her children. And for us, many times she did. She would sacrifice eating lunch or dinner to put a smile on our face. She demonstrated that she cared for us. She listened to us. She held us if we were upset. We are grateful that we had wonderful opportunity to experience her love and her compassion. I hope we can all do the same. The third lesson, the power of authenticity. The third lesson our mother taught was the power of authenticity. She was a free and authentic spirit. Poet May Sarton says, we have to dare to be ourselves, however frightening or strange that self may prove to be. Our mother lived this way. She didn't stand behind the restrictive social walls we all like to build. If she wanted to say or do something, she did. Instead of judging people, she sought to understand them. Her words of encouragement, wisdom, and sometimes the comfort kept us in line and taught us the school of hard knocks and gave us something to pass on to others, especially among ourselves. She was very spiritual, and she had a contagious smile that was filled with unsettling moments, amounts of joy. Whenever she sensed our discomfort, she helped us embrace and overcome it. Author Seth Godin tells us that there are no real rules, so make rules that work for you. It's hard for us to do this in practice. We are concerned with what people think. We let social norms or feelings of difference deter us. We choose comfort over courage. Fortunately, our mother taught us how to live authentically and be comfortable with that. She lived by her own code. Because of her, we now embrace difference. We choose courage over comfort. We live by our own rules. Lessons that we have learned from her death. I would like to share a few thoughts on death and how we can all move forward. After all, death is the reason that we are here today around the altar. Our dear Mother Lucy has passed, and this is the reality that we all need to understand. Her death encourages us to keep our own mortality in mind at all times. In doing so, we could better appreciate life for what it is and find peace with the many adversities we all face. But most of us prefer to ignore that one day we know we no longer be here. It can be scary. No one wants to die. But our time is here limited. One day we no longer be here. Looking at her death, by openly embracing our own mortality, we can focus on what really matters. We can glide past the petty frustrations of daily life, live the story that brings us immense joy and fulfillment, and spend our infinite time with the people we love the most. I know our mother would support this approach to life. She never liked to see us down. So instead, we are choosing to fully embrace life while we still have the opportunity to do so. We are choosing to celebrate life and find inspirations from her teachings. We are choosing to participate and practice compassion, to believe and to live authentically. Of course, we are going to miss her. How could we not? She was our beloved mother. But we know she will always be with us. Her belief, her compassion, her memories, and the authenticity will always be by our side and in our hearts. For that, we are deeply grateful to our mother. Thank you so much, dear mine. We will miss you more than words can say. A thank you note. I would like to end this with what I am grateful for. I am grateful for my family members. They have been an incredible source of strength in the past few days through their prayers, through their visits and video calls. Our sincere thanks to Reverend Father Richard Aloysius Coelho, the director of the Father Muller Charitable Institutions, and to all the administrators, doctors, sisters, staff, the nurses, for all their hours of hard work and devoted labor. I gratefully appreciate their service. We are grateful to our dear uncle, our beloved mother's brother, Father J.B. Krasta, for his closeness to the family and his timely help. For the past 16 days, I saw an angel beside our ailing mother. In extraordinary circumstances, my sister-in-law, Mrs. Janet D'Souza, spent most time with our mother, 24 hours, and gave her the tender, loving care and touch. We can't thank her enough. We deeply appreciate her kindness to our beloved mother. I'm also grateful to so many people who live and cared for our beloved mother. Seeing the tremendous love and the support from archbishops, bishops, priests, Capuchin friars of this province, of this friary here in Mangalore, religious sisters, relatives, friends, and well-wishers for our mother and for our family is humbling and very inspiring. Thank you for all that you have done. It means a lot to us. Thank you all once again for supporting our family and praying for us in these difficult times. May God bless you all.